this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energy reading for September 4th, which is Friday. And woo! Okay, so the moon goes into Gemini, and this moon is working in, for the most part, in a lower vibration. And so, well, it's being influenced, it's being aspect, which is drawing it down into the lower vibration. That's what I'm trying to say. And so for you guys, I want to talk about that because the moon is a big part of who we are. It influences our day-to-day, everybody. So yes, this speaks, anytime the moon goes into a specific aspect, I really believe that we are influenced by that energy source. And at this point, it's Gemini. So we're moving out of how we value ourselves, what we place value on. That was the Taurus moon, and we're moving into this Gemini moon. And what this Gemini moon is going to be feeling somewhat overwhelmed. When Gemini, okay, so Gemini energy is a mutable energy, and it's also energy in air. And so when that happens, come here, Francis. Come here, honey. Come here, bubbies. Come on. Come on. Okay, so I'm gonna give him some love at the same time because I'm feeling bad. So when this energy is, ooh, ow! You're digging into me. Ooh, he has claws. He needs a cutting. You can be like me in a Gemini moon and just friggin' all over the place. Don't do that. When the energy is up and down and up and down, yeah, that is common with Gemini energy, where, your emotions may be up and down and up and down. 1 minute they're good, 1 minute you're moody, 1 minute, 1 minute you're the life of the party, and the next minute somebody says something that ticks you off. Like, you could easily have that, but I think it's easier to have that when there are so many opposing energies. There's a lot going on with this moon. So Neptune in Pisces and the Sun in Virgo are both squaring off with this moon, which means your Sun is wanting you to set up some routines, but this moon in Gemini, your emotions make you want to not. Will you stop licking my belly button? What? Like, that's personal. That is not your belly button. It's creepy. Crazy bastard. Anyhow, I want to say that you want the illusion of something good. So sometimes emotionally, when you start feeling highs and lows and highs and lows, for the most part, you internally you want your light to be shining, but emotionally you're feeling all these highs and lows. So I think you want to pretend almost like it's not happening, and that's a big thing that Gemini energy can do at times. They can just pretend like they're not feeling what they're feeling. And so I really believe that for the most part, you're wanting to believe that the current status that you're in is, you're just having a happy life. Everything is great. You're trying to gloss over. You're trying to get the holiday weekend started for those that are in the United States. And, you're really just trying to deny what's right in front of you. I believe that that's absolutely what's going to happen today. So for the most part, you've got to go through the motions. You've got to get everything going. You've got to, you've got big plans, and you don't have time for the emotional highs and lows that you are currently feeling. And so that may be a big part of this. Now, for many of you, you're going to take the easy road out, because that, even if you're in an unhappy family situation, you're going to put on a happy face. You're going to pretend that everything is perfect in your family for now, because it's to get through this holiday. It's to get through, you know, the weekend and to not really deal a whole lot. You know, you don't really like a lot of drama at this point. And there's an internal process that's going on in you that you don't even actually, I think, mentally, emotionally know exactly where you stand at this point. You're trying to create a world in that you're manifesting something, but you don't know what it is. So I think you're at the point where there's this new beginning, but there are so many options. And when you have Gemini energy and there's a lot of options all over the place, it's very difficult for you to know what opportunity and what option to take. So that can scatter your energy. It can scatter you emotionally. So I think for the most part, you're going to sit there, have a little bit of self-control over the situation, and you're going to be like, I'm just going to take the easy road out. I'm going to try this out, and, you know, and I'm going to make the best of my situation. And, you know, I'm going to deny at this point that I'm unhappy. I'm going to live in a sort of delusion. And that's why you have this Neptune square going on with your moon. You're living in a little bit of denial, and, you know, you're just pretending that life is where you want it to be energetically. So I think right now it's unrealistic to have true mental balance, mental peace. The only way that you can have that is through denial. So Neptune is in Pisces. It is in retrograde. So it is wanting you to be realistic, but you're denying the realism. So at this point, you are going against that energy source, and you're saying, I would rather live in the delusion for this weekend and get through it. You know, I am processing something, but not everybody, I don't even know what it is, so I can't get everybody on board with it. So I'm going to do what I need to do to make a good time for all and a good time for myself, because there's something more important this weekend going on than my ascension process. And I definitely see that. So today at about 12 to 12:30, I think it's really important for you to go somewhere quiet and just gain some self-control. Focus on the outcome of this temporary process that you're in. Just, you know, really get an outlook on it. If you are feeling like you are wavy, 1 minute you're moody, 1 minute you're not, you may feel like you're overstimulated mentally right now and you need some quiet time to just find some inner peace. That's actually very supported. That would be that Saturn and Scorpio sextile and the North Node in Libra. That's just focusing on some self-control and some balance. So between 12 and 12:30, I saw this and I had to bring it up. Pluto in Capricorn is going to be sextiling your first house in Scorpio. So to me, this suggests it's a great time when the energy is just high in personal power. You want to really, if I were to focus on energy and I were to try to recollect my thinking, it would be between 12 and 12:30. This is Pacific time that I'm talking about. And I would tune into this Scorpio energy and Plutonian energy, and I would just suck the life out of this sextile that I see, because for you, that's going to give you the strength to pull off what you got to pull off this weekend, and not let people see how vulnerable you are, and not let them see that. I mean, there's a part of you that wants to hide this weekend and not go after the opportunities and not get the most out of the situation. There's a big part of you that has that deep inside of you, but there's a part of you that wants to have this fun and this encouraging. So you're kind of mentally a little bit all over the place, and if that's the case, then between 12 and 12:30 Pacific time, get yourself under some sort of control. Tap into this Scorpio energy, tap into the Plutonian energy, and remember that a sextile is the highest form of vibration and energy. It's the absolute Mac Daddy. It is like taking a shot of truth serum and the highest buzz that you could ever get. It's an energy rockin' buzz. And so, you know, you might just, I'm sorry. You know what I love to do with him? Watch. Look at him. He starts to play. You're gonna get it. Yeah, kill it. Are you gonna kill it? Are you gonna get it? Oh, you're gonna kick its ass, aren't you? You're gonna kick its ass and take some names, because you are who you are. You need to do this at like 12, like 30. You need to find something that just distracts you, like my dog. I'll be at work, but kick it. Get him. Ow, yeah. Oh my God. Got it? Okay. I'm playing with my dog. Like now he's all spunked up. So I would tune into this sextile. It's like drinking delicious energy. It's like rebooting. It's like plugging you in when your energy resources are low. So it is an absolute beautiful energy, and we need to get ourselves pepped up. There's a lot of expectation this weekend. There's a lot of expectation to persevere and go through, and we have a major energy source switching gears on Sunday. So we need our power at like optimum power. It's like you can hear the ship that we're in, and we're like Captain James Kirk, or I forget the other captain that he used to always say, make it so, and I wanted to be making his so, but never mind. Beyond. I'm so Geminiing out. Neptune in Pisces is, okay, so Neptune in Pisces, delusion, illusion, reality checks. That's where we're having our reality checks. It is in opposition with our routines. So again, coping methods, blah, blah, blah. You've been hearing me talk about this. So there, you really just want, for you to take two energies and make them go here, you need Neptune and Pisces working with ironing out where you have a lot of illusion in how you process everything. So we've been hearing that. You're going to hear me say it a lot more. But it's in quincunx with Mercury in Libra, and the Mercury in Libra is in conjunction with the North Node in Libra. So when you set off one energy, you set off the other. So your North Node is going to be set off anytime that Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet of how you think, it's kind of like the mundane thinking that you do, the everyday thinking that you do, is an absolute quincunx with this. So to me, this suggests that there is something mentally that you are trying to process, that you are trying to overcome, right? There is a psychological thing working very deep in you. You're trying to create the world. You're looking at your life. It's a very inward process, and you don't want to get lost in the dissatisfaction of where you currently are. So say you're in a family and you're planning a trip, but you might leave this family. This is not your family anymore. Mentally there's no more bond there, but you're going through the motions because that is where you want to be, as far as in its security, it's safe, it creates the foundation that you need. But you now have a lot of opportunities for people like that. They're going to experience this hardcore quincunx. It's like, I don't want to be going through the motions. I want people to know how I feel. I want them to know the real me. I want people to see the power, see what I'm going through, see the suffering. I want them to see that I'm overcoming. You want to be real. You don't want to just put on the false face of like, let's go have a happy day, even though on the inside, internally, you're freaking dying. And you're creating a new you. And, maybe some of you are very, have come from a very religious background where God is a big focus. And, this new awakening that you're experiencing, this new world you're creating, this metaphysical world that is opening up to you, that is really stirring a lot of new beginnings and a lot of personal growth. You're hiding that because it's not really acceptable in your environment with family and friends, and in your old identity, the ego that you have been nurturing for some time. So I think some of you could be going through that, and you want to expose it for what it is, and you want to seek power in that, and you're sick and tired of just taking superficial opportunities for what they are. There's a bigger meaning. You know, I see that, but that's going to quincunx you, and that's going to, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to make a good memory for all, and there are other times that you can expose this new growth, and there may be something that comes along this weekend where you can confide in one particular family member that probably has a broad enough mind to understand your journey and where you're at. And so I would, for now, do the greater good for all. Have a wonderful and fun time. Get this going in the right direction, you know, like, and just open up your world a little bit, and don't get so lost in your head. You know, you're mentally overstimulated right now. That is a big message that I get from this. It is, you know, it's like you don't know which way to go. And that's when I talk about the fact that you just have to have a faith that everything comes in its own sweet time. There's no rush. This isn't, you know, a rush to the finish line and I ascended first. Like, you don't have to worry about stuff like that. All you have to do is at times put on a happy face when you're not so freaking happy on the inside, and you do what you got to do to make everybody have a good time. And then there's times for you to open up and reflect. And there are times for you when you let the cat out of the bag, like, you know, when you just, you know, but I'm thinking that this is more of an internal process at this point, and you are seeking some personal strength and some personal power. So I don't think it's necessarily the time for you to let everybody else in on mentally where you at. Just keep it a little bit to yourself and enjoy your day, and enjoy the process, and enjoy the sextiles that are coming down, because there are there's gorgeous energy. And if you feel mentally overwhelmed and you find it impossible to be happy in just this day-to-day routine, then I think, you know, you need to reflect upon what that is, and that's time for journaling, and that's time for writing this all out, and that's, you know, and, you know, carry your journal with you if you're going on a vacation and you need to get this out of you, but it's not the appropriate time to talk about it. Like, I would definitely just take this with me. If you're going out into nature, that's probably walk off at some point and say, hey guys, I'm going to go take a walk over here. And take your book and your journal and sit in nature and let it soak you in, and, you know, soak into you, and let all of this energy buzz around you, and take a look at your options, and, you know, take a little private time for yourself. Again, balance out that need to put on a happy face for everybody, but along with that need to still be exploring, still be working psychologically with what you may be burdened with at this point. Thank you guys so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I will talk to you guys again tomorrow.